Hey, my friends, I'm Matt. This is the 10-Minute Bible Hour podcast, and today we're looking at the end of Esther chapter 3. And I just want to think about the ramifications of a policy announcement like the one that Haman and Xerxes just willy-nilly threw out to the entire kingdom. Hey, we're just going to pick one group of people, and we're going to give you plenty of lead time and advance notice. Don't worry about it. And then we're just going to have everybody participate in killing them. Cool. We're going to go get some drinksies. All right. Peace out. Xerxes and Haman. XOXO. I would submit to you, my friends, that that is the kind of policy announcement that people will notice. At the end of chapter 3, there's a verse that articulates how out of touch Xerxes and Haman are. The king and Haman sat down to drink. Yeah, let them eat cake. But the city of Susa was bewildered. And this happens when edicts or rules or policies get announced that are wildly out of step with the mentality of the people. Persia's entering into a golden age. And it's all predicated on the idea that this really very minority people group within the Persian Empire, that being the Persians, are so benevolent and good to all the other races and people groups from all around the empire, and under the great god Ahura Mazda and the leadership of our great king, the King of Kings, with nothing but a simple offering of earth and water, we can all become rich as we bask in the king's glory, and we can all function together, fighting wars to defend the frontiers of the kingdom and to uphold the honor and the values of the people of Persia. We are an enlightened, multicultural people. We have advanced beyond the primitive, barbaric mentality of the Babylonians and the Assyrians before them, who would enslave and persecute everyone who wasn't just like them. No, here in Persia, we are different. And so you've got this cosmopolitan capital city of Susa, where it doesn't really matter where you were born. I mean, for crying out loud, an Agagite is the right-hand man of the king. Look how far we've advanced. Look how far we've come. And you would think that with an Agagite, not even a Persian, now being in the highest role of power in the land, that finally we could put those ugly things behind us from those dark days of racial and ethnic tension. But no, weirdly, as soon as the Agagite comes to power, all of the horrible, violent, bloodthirsty racism thing almost immediately gets whipped back up into this crazy frenzy. And now the people of Susa are like, whoa, wait a dang minute. This whole thing dating back to Darius and even Cyrus has been a half a century long experiment in what if we all set aside our differences ethnically and came together and made one great people group and fought together and made money together and functioned together in society. We have a whole new vision for the world that we've bought into under the leadership of Cyrus, Darius, and Xerxes. And now all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, we're just going to kill one of our people groups who make up Persia, a people group that's been favored in the past by Cyrus and Darius. What the heck is going on? I thought we were way past this kind of barbarism. Is our king gone completely unhinged? I think that is how much this policy did not make sense to them. I think that is how flat and hollow the ostensible rationale for why this has to be done that was put forth in every language and sent to all corners of the empire. I think that's how flat it rung for everybody. They're like, that doesn't make any sense that it doesn't work. I think people heard that and thought to themselves, well, this is the end of Persia. I mean, if we cross this Rubicon, if we go to this place morally, well, gosh, I'm Bactrian. I think of myself as Persian, but I'm hearing this message. I got my beautiful family over here. I'm from Bactria. And am I to understand that if the king has a bad day or gets grumpy about something, that then everybody else can just be instructed to rise up and kill us? I mean, if we go kill the Jews, why wouldn't next time around it be the Bactrians who are going to get it? I don't know that I feel so great about this outgrouping of the Jewish people, and I don't like what it portends for all of Persia. But it's not exactly like in this day and age you can jump on social media and be like, the king's totally lost it. He's off his rocker. The emperor has no clothes. This is insanity. And so instead of this big tumult and then all of the different News channels running these bogus, stupid headlines that are like, people are really mad about this thing. Big backlash against thing that person we don't like at this news channel did. Instead of doing that, people just have to feel unsettled. And I bet you could really feel it in the air around Susa. I bet the eye contact was different. I bet things were different in the marketplace. I bet there was a general air of mistrust and this sense of, okay, I almost have to go back to my lizard brain here and remember what it was like a few generations ago when we were totally tribal and we would just slaughter people along ethnic grounds. I thought that was in the rearview mirror of humanity, but apparently that is back in play, and it's pretty hard to share that milk of human kindness around town when I know that even though things have looked good for a long time, that's actually an illusion, and we might return to these primal, feral roots with just a couple strokes of a pen. No, indeed, I think there's a lot going on with this word bewildered, which is the last word of Esther chapter 3. I think this is striking at the foundations of everything that this society was standing upon, of all the values they supposedly held dear. Even though this order would theoretically only kill one people group, I think it would have had a very widespread effect on everybody in this empire. But Haman and Xerxes, they're having a hoot. They're having the time of their life. Huge disconnect here. The tension builds even more as we get ready to turn over to chapter 4. All right, now to that announcement that I've been teasing all week. We are coming up on the 1,000th episode of this podcast. Depending on how you count it, it's going to fall somewhere in September. And I thought it'd be fun if we took the opportunity to celebrate together in person. It's an excuse more than anything. I don't know that celebrating a 1,000th episode of a podcast is really necessary. But, we like round numbers in our culture and our world. I thought, man, this has been a really one-way medium just by nature of what it is. What if we do a thing where I just invite you all over to my place and we get together and we have a super fun time? I thought we could have hot dogs, perhaps a celebratory balloon. We just hang out, and you could get to know other people who might have some of the same interests as you, and I could have a chance to meet a whole bunch of you and say, thanks for listening to the thing, and hear a little bit about who you are and what you do. And so we're having a party. Literally all of you are invited to it. It doesn't cost anything. It's going to be in Rapid City, South Dakota, where I live. The exact location of the party will depend on how many people pre-registered to let me know that they're coming to the thing. And as that takes shape, we'll get you more specific details as we go along. But I do know this. Our 1,000 episode party is going to be on the 25th of September in the late afternoon and on into the evening. And we'll just hang out with each other until it makes sense to stop hanging out with each other. And then, heck, maybe after that, we'll see you over at the hotel where I'm inviting everybody to stay as well. There's this really cool old school hotel in downtown Rapid City called the Alex Johnson. It's like the, old East Coast elegance come west in the days of the Old West. And so it's just a very unique, very beautiful downtown hotel. I got a block of rooms reserved there for Monday night and for Tuesday night. I'm going to be staying up there and milling around as well. So hopefully I have more chance to hang out with you and talk and bum around or whatever. And then I'm doing another thing the next day, and that is a teeny tiny little miniature adorable pastors conference. I've learned a lot of stuff traveling around, doing the church videos I do, talking with people, and I've been really wrestling through some principles of what it looks like to do Christianity and reaching out to people and even church in this age of the internet, in this moment in life. And I thought it just might be fruitful to get together with people who are working at churches, doing ministry stuff, and to process that through together for a day. There's no cost for that either. I mean, obviously, if anybody wants to kick in on any of this stuff to help with costs, I'll welcome it once you get there. But I just want to make it free because I know you got to pay to travel to get here. Here's the last part of my sales pitch for trying to convince you to come to the party. And if you're involved in church ministry stuff, to stick around for the conference as well. The other thing is the Black Hills are just beautiful in September where I live. It's mountains. You got the elk and all the other wild animals, and you got the trout and the crystal clear streams and just all kinds of things to explore. It's a super family friendly place for a quick little getaway like that. So I hope a bunch of you are going to be able to make it work. Obviously, I just hit you with the fire hose of information here. All of this is listed out in great clarity and detail by my lovely wife, who did a wonderful job of this at thetmbh.com/event. So just to be clear that this is a very official invitation, let me just say it like this. I would be so honored if you would consider coming to Rapid City, South Dakota, my home, for a party to celebrate 1,000 episodes of the podcast on the 25th. Bring everybody, the family. That'll be great. I would also be delighted to have you stay with us at the Alex Johnson Hotel under the room block label TMBH. And any of you who are pastors or involved in church ministry, I would be delighted if you would consider hanging around for the 26th for our adorable little mini pastors conference. I also hope that as you come out, you will enjoy the Black Hills and do fun things here. And I'm super excited to get to meet a whole bunch of you. Again, you can learn more about it at thetmbh.com/event. Space in the hotel block is super limited, so you might kind of want to hurry on that one if you're able to. Sweet. I'm excited about it. All right. I think that's plenty. I'm Matt. This is the 10-Minute Bible Hour podcast. Let's do this again soon.